I always have a rule for the employees, like you must protect the brand at all costs. Number one is you got to be positive, right? This is what I tell my employees. You got to have positive energy. We don't want none of that negative drama. Number two, integrity. You have to have integrity. Integrity to our consumers, integrity to our brand. And number three is being loyal, right? Loyal to the brand. So integrity to the brand is like, all right, I'm going to make sure everything that I'm doing for this company or everything that I'm doing for the brand is always in the brand's best interest, not my best interest, not there. It's the brand's best interest, which includes integrity to the customers because that builds the brand. Loyalty to the brand means that you'll put the brand before yourself. Too many times, individuals cover their own butt and put themselves before the brand. A lot of folks that might work for you might do this. I've had to have some major turnover on a high level where we've had folks literally put themselves before the brand and sit on bombs, not answer questions. Hey, is this being done? Oh, yeah, it's being done. And they don't know because they're scared to answer the wrong answer, or they're not paying attention, or they don't expect what they expect. And all these strugglers are coming through. Like, it's a problem. And I started to align myself recently with folks that get it, that are all in, that are drivers, that aren't sitting around sitting on bombs, hiding from things to cover their own ass. Like, I'm not a big believer in that. Like, you got to own your shit. Let me tell you a story. So we were Power Home Solar, right? And we've won every award under the sun. I mean, every award, like 6 times CEO of the year for myself, our CFO of the year, our customer service of the year multiple times. I mean, you name it, marketing company of the year, Solar World Contractors, Inc. 500 fastest or 5,000 and in the top 500 growing year over year over year. A plus with the BBB, recently 20, 25, now we're up to 40,000 customers, but 20, 25, 30,000 customers, all excited, loving their stuff, everything going great. That was our brand. It was fantastic. And, I had an idea. I was like, hey, look, if we want to take this company public or go to the next level, we got to come up with a better name than Power Home Solar. Like, it just didn't make sense. And so with Power Home and Solar, it just limited us. We came up with Pink Energy, came up with it like, mid last year, third quarter of last year in 2021. And we started to put the pieces together to roll it out in spring or early summer in 2022. And then we had some issues with a manufacturer that we use. And when we had this issue, at the same time, there was a major fallout with customers and service complaints and warranty issues and service issues and production issues, mostly, almost all came from this manufacturer part. Like I preached to everybody, like we didn't forget how to sell solar. We didn't forget how to install solar. In fact, we're more compliant. We've won all these awards. But literally in a bash of 5 or 6 months with all of these manufacturer issues and all of these performance issues and everything stacking, it went from being this glorified great brand, and we're transitioning to a new name, to Pink Energy. Oh my gosh, that's Power Home Solar and Pink Energy. Oh, their brand is tarnished now. Like, they're bad. Like, they sell something that people don't want. And they, its stuff doesn't work, and all of these things that stack. And the reason I'm sharing this is what I'm going through now, right? As a CEO, as a person here, there are people out there that think, we have purposely done people wrong, and that is never the case. Like, we got into this business because I believe in solar. We believe in the right thing. And, previously to this manufacturer's issue and using this manufacturer, we had almost 19, 20,000 customers with less than 5% service issues and less than 5% complaints and, A plus with everything, 5 NFL stadiums installed. Like, we were the mecca of solar and battery. Like, we were it. Like, it was Power Home Solar / Pink Energy. They're the top. And literally what happens, sometimes out of your control, is a bad product that maybe should have been a recall, that creates some safety issues, that becomes a problem, that doesn't work, all of a sudden manifests, and you start getting 10 complaints, 20 complaints, 50 complaints, 80 complaints, 100 complaints of the same thing, monstrous stuff coming into it. Like, we went from, I think it was 800 phone calls a month to 30,000 in 4 months because of something that happened, right? Because of this product issue, this manufacturer's issue that we've had to continue to deal with. And, be a good partner, not point fingers and say, hey, you signed up with us, not this manufacturer. We're using their product. And so we'll stand behind it. And we did that and thinking things were okay. And, more customers were going down. And so if we had 100 complaints, as for an example, where their system didn't work, but they felt like, oh, you sold me something that didn't work. And that wasn't the case. It was because there was a firmware update that would actually shut their system off. So take in mind, you have this part that heats up and does something what it's not supposed to, could maybe catch on fire, right? So this manufacturer then that we were utilizing sends out firmware and doesn't tell us, doesn't tell the customer. And the reason this is important is then their system is locked. And so now their system can't catch on fire, but their system's not working. So here they are going month 1, month 2, month 3, their system's not producing. They're like, something's wrong. My bill's not changing. They sold me something that doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. And that starts to stack up to where we're getting an abundance of calls. And then they're all in groups together. Oh, that happened to you. This happened to me. And it just starts to stack. And it takes a small pebble problem and becomes a giant snowball problem. So what we're going through. And so I share this because I see light at the end of the tunnel, right? Meaning, you just got to get in front of things. You just got to, got to talk to consumers. You got to tell them what's going on. And, sometimes you got to make changes. And, the manufacturer made a new part that works, and they came out and, we're replacing each one of those customers, but we're having to share with them, like, look, not all of this is on us. Of course, we have our own growing pains. We make install issues. And, I believe in our sales reps. We have every opportunity there to make sure that the sales reps always do the right thing. And I always believe that 99.9% of the time they do. But, if you get 100 complaints where their systems aren't working and it's the manufacturer's issue, but then you get 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 12 complaints if we installed and screwed something up, put our foot through a ceiling, a leaky roof, whatever it is, or a sales rep promised something that shouldn't, like, you're going to have some of that in business. And that sucks, but you got to make sure you mitigate that and you control that and you work with that. But then all of a sudden this becomes 112 customers with a problem that they seem as similar. And now it's this giant ball staring you and your company and your employees in the face, saying, hey, you're a bad company now, and you're doing this. And I'm here to tell everybody, and like I'm telling this, I'm sharing this, I'm being vulnerable with you guys, saying, like, my company didn't become a bad company overnight. My company's the same company, if not a better company than we were 2 years ago. 4 years ago. We're more compliant. We're more energized. We've got better products, better pricing. Like, we're way better. Better installs. Like, everything is better. But because of this issue, it creates a problem. Think of a car dealership that sells a Chevy. And if Chevy had an issue on a car, but they didn't do a recall, but it was creating problems, you're going back to that dealership. You're not contacting Chevy. You're like, dude, you sold me this bad thing. And they're like, all right, well, let me, they're trying to figure it out. Well, that's kind of where we're at with some of these, with this product. And so I share this because now, as you're maybe building your brand for the first time, as you're stepping out into the world saying, hey, I need to build myself as a brand, as an influencer, I need to build my company as a brand, or I need to do whatever I need to do that. Just know that sometimes you're going to hit obstacles that can knock your brand down. We're going through it now. But I believe that as long as you continue to do the right thing, you continue to take care of each customer one at a time, you continue to stare this thing right down the barrel in the face and fight it and go, hey, enough's enough. We're coming to make sure that you guys are taken care of, make sure that we stand behind our product, make sure we stand behind our install, and you do that one at a time. Eventually, takes time, eventually, the good suppresses the bad.